After Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Mr. McMahon during the St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view, he earned a #1 contender shot for the WWF champion at WrestleMania 15. The title was held by Mankind, who had just retained it against The Rock in a last man standing match during the same show. The next night on Raw, McMahon booked Mankind to defend the title against The Rock again, this time in a ladder match with Paul Wright as the referee. Wright chokeslammed Mankind off the ladder, allowing The Rock to win the championship and book himself in the main event of WrestleMania. A regular referee officiated the match as the competitors brawled around the arena. Once the action returned to the ring, the referee was accidentally taken out with a chair shot, forcing a new referee to take over. However, The Rock took out that referee after he didn't count fast enough. This allowed Vince McMahon to get involved and start a 2-on-1 beatdown on Austin. Before they could inflict too much damage, a recovered Mankind made his way to the ring to restore order and officially referee the match. From there, The Rock tried to finish Austin for good, but Austin reversed it into a stunner and pinned The Rock to become the new WWF champion. After Edge forced Undertaker to leave WWE by defeating him in the signature tables, ladders, and chairs match, he decided to celebrate his accomplishment by marrying his fiancée, Vickie Guerrero. However, during their wedding ceremony, Triple H revealed that Edge was having an affair with Vickie Guerrero's wedding planner. In response, Vickie reinstated Undertaker to face Edge at SummerSlam inside Hell in a Cell as punishment. When their match started, Edge introduced his signature TLC weapons to gain the upper hand and speared Undertaker through the cell wall, allowing the action to spill ringside. There, Edge executed another spear on Undertaker through the announcer's table, but it wasn't enough to secure the victory. Edge then attempted to perform Old School on Undertaker, but Undertaker countered and sent Edge crashing through 2 tables. This opened the door for Undertaker to introduce his own weapons to the match, allowing him to gain the advantage and hit his signature tombstone piledriver to win the match. As Undertaker was making his way backstage, he looked up at the Titantron and saw Edge still moving. Determined to finish Edge for good, Undertaker marched back to the ring and chokeslammed Edge straight to hell. After Corey Rhodes defeated Big Show in a tables match to become the Intercontinental Champion, a 20-man battle royale was scheduled for the Over the Limit pay-per-view to determine the new #1 contender. Christian won the battle royale, earning a title match later that night. Cody dominated in the early moments and nearly secured a victory, but Christian managed to execute his finishing move on Cody first, which made the difference and allowed Christian to become the new champion. Cody invoked his rematch clause in an attempt to reclaim the title, but he came up short again. He then shifted his focus to winning the Money in the Bank suitcase, but first he had to qualify for the match by winning a tag team match, in which Christian beat him again. After losing to Christian 3 times in a row, Cody hit his breaking point. However, he was granted another chance to qualify by the board of directors since he wasn't pinned in the tag team match. To qualify, he would have to defeat someone he hadn't been able to yet. Cody's frustration almost cost him the match, but in the end, he was able to escape Christian's finisher and hit him with a crossroads, finally beating Christian and qualifying for Money in the Bank. During that ladder match, it looked as if Cody was going to win the briefcase, but Christian squashed Cody's dreams, leading to Dolph Ziggler winning the match. When Edge stole Lita from his best friend Matt Hardy after Hardy was released, Hardy began buying tickets to events to jump the barricade and attack Edge during his matches. This led to Hardy getting arrested, but Vince McMahon saw a potential money-making matchup. As a result, he rehired Hardy and booked him to compete against Edge in a singles match at the upcoming SummerSlam pay-per-view. Shortly into their match, Hardy was busted open after hitting the ring post, forcing the referee to end the match because Hardy could not continue. The two were then booked to compete in a street fight the following week on Raw, but that match ended in a no contest after Hardy threw himself and Edge off the stage into electrical equipment. So Eric confided the action by booking them to compete in a cage match at the upcoming Unforgiven pay-per-view. Their match was full of non-stop back-and-forth action and was tightly contested until Hardy was able to gain the upper hand and delivered a massive leg drop off the cage on Edge to win the match. However, these two were not going to stop fighting as long as they were on the same show. So a loser leaves Raw ladder match was scheduled, with Edge's Money in the Bank briefcase also on the line. It seemed Hardy was going to win this match as well, but Lita attacked Hardy and prevented him from climbing the ladder, which which led to Edge retaining the briefcase and banishing Hardy from Monday Night Raw. On the same night that Hulk Hogan defeated Triple H to become WWE Champion for the first time in 9 years, Undertaker defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin to become the new #1 contender. Consequently, they were scheduled to compete against each other at the 2002 Judgment Day pay-per-view. However, weeks before their match, Undertaker claimed to the WWE Universe that Hogan's real reason for leaving was his fear of Undertaker. Angered by this accusation, Hogan marched to the ring to prove he was not intimidated. That same night, Undertaker got his revenge by attacking Hogan with his own belt buckle, leaving him lifeless in the ring. Hogan sought payback on the next Monday Night Raw by stealing Undertaker's motorcycle and running it over with a semi-truck. But before their title match, Undertaker had the final laugh, hog-tying Hogan to his own motorcycle and dragging him around the backstage area. Despite these events, Hogan was able to dominate in the closing moments of their title match, and it looked like he was going to retain his title. However, Mr. McMahon made his way to the ring to provide a distraction. Hogan attacked McMahon with his signature leg drop, but as the referee was distracted, The Undertaker hit Hogan with a steel chair and executed a chokeslam, securing the pinfall and winning the undisputed championship. After Roman Reigns successfully defended the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at the 2016 Extreme Rules pay-per-view, he was attacked by Seth Rollins, who made a surprise return after being injured and forced to relinquish the title the year before. Consequently, Shane McMahon booked a championship match between the two for the upcoming Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Their match was full of back-and-forth action. However, things took a turn in Rollins' favor after Reigns attempted a spear but missed and crashed into the barricade. Rollins then reversed a Reigns spear into a pedigree and followed it with a second pedigree, which was enough to pin Reigns and recapture the WWE Championship. As Rollins began to celebrate his win, Dean Ambrose's music blared through the arena, alarming Rollins. Earlier that same night, Ambrose had won the Money in the Bank briefcase, giving him the power to challenge for the title anytime and anywhere. While Rollins braced for Ambrose's entrance, Ambrose snuck up from behind, hitting him with the briefcase, and cashed it in to force Rollins to defend his newly won title. Ambrose then hit his Dirty Deeds finisher on Rollins and pinned him, becoming the WWE World Heavyweight Champion for the first time in his career. After Jeff Hardy defeated Edge to become World Heavyweight Champion for the first time in his career, CM Punk immediately cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase and abruptly ended Hardy's title reign with a quick GTS. Hardy invoked his rematch clause to face Punk for the title at the upcoming Bash pay-per-view. However, during the match, Punk intentionally got himself disqualified, allowing him to retain the title. As a result, General Manager Theodore Long decided to give Hardy another opportunity by booking them to face off again at the upcoming Night of Champions pay-per-view. During this match, Punk tried to get himself disqualified again by getting counted out, but Hardy got Punk back in the ring and hit his signature finisher to win back the World Heavyweight Championship. After the loss, Punk told the fans they shouldn't be happy about having a junkie alcoholic as a champion. He then invoked his rematch clause to face Hardy at SummerSlam and found openings to attack Hardy leading up to the show. Punk's violence led to Theodore Long adding a tables, ladders, and chairs stipulation, which favored Hardy during most of their title match. However, in the end, Punk prevailed and recaptured the World Heavyweight Championship. After Hardy invoked another rematch clause, it was decided that their feud needed to end for good. They were booked in a steel cage. Loser leaves WWE match, which Punk ended up winning, forcing Jeff Hardy to leave the WWE.